Hey pros, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So I decided to change my color back to a dark brown. I did my red. It's cool. I like it. But for the sake of me getting ready to deliver Cassim, I just feel like I need to go back to my dark color. And if I choose to go back red any other time, I will. So I am going to do a demi-permanent color. I could have chose to do a semi-permanent, but because I am covering a permanent color, I just said, you know what, let me use this demi. It will work just fine. So I'm using a color that I really like. It's an ammonia-free color with a 2.5% volume or 8 volume developer. So technically this would still be considered a permanent color per se, but we're gonna make it work. The good thing is I have all of my tools here at home, so don't really have to worry about it. So I'm doing a dark brown, which is like a level 3. And I'm gonna put it on my red part first. I allowed my sides and my roots to grow out anyway. So this is gonna be kind of like really more for the red part. And no, my hair is not washed or shampooed. So that's kind of one of the prerequisites for what I'm about to do. My hair could be wet if I wanted to wash it, but I'm not going to just yet. For my shampoo, I'm going to use the B7 Beyond, which that's after this processes. I won't really show the shampoo, you guys, only because I'm at home doing my wash, so I'll have to put my head down anyway. But really, this is more about the color. All right, so my color's nice and mixed. I'm gonna start up here where you guys see all of this nicely contrasted red. And then I'm also gonna put some on my gray, which is right at the hairline. Now, if you were doing a color at home and you're trying to cover a color such as what I have right now, then you'd be doing the same process. You wanna cover the hair that is gonna require longer processing, number one. Number two, usually you wanna start where you know it's gonna be a little more resistant or harder to color, so it needs to develop for a little bit longer than anywhere else. My roots is not a big deal. Those will develop really quickly. All right. So I have enough color on my free hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my color to my area where I have a lot of my gray, which is just a couple strands, but they're all right now that I can see in the front of my head. So I do want to make sure that I cover those areas first, which I tell you guys that all the time. And then just kind of work my way around to my short areas. My short areas don't really take much. It's really just to make sure that the color is applied and nothing is left behind, which is also a reason why I like to do this type of color dry, because I can feel my way through my color. Okay, now if you have resistant gray, you want to make sure that you saturate that area really well. Okay, and then just be mindful. You don't want to run that risk of staining or anything. So be nice and neat with your application. All right, so for these areas, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my color to my roots, which, like I said, my roots are already dark brown. So I'm really doing this more for the red. than anything else. And this is going to process for about 30 minutes. And then as you guys can tell, there's some areas where the red is not covered. So this is also the reason why you want to make sure that you're going through it and applying your color nice and neat so you can get any areas in the free hair that you might not have touched like you should have, because you don't want patches of red. That's what you don't want. You don't want to get dry spots either. So you want to make sure your saturation is really good. Now, if you are at home doing this with a semi-permanent color, application is not going to be any different, you guys. Okay? You still want to make sure that you're nice and neat. Don't be nice and messy like I did. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. As I was saying, you want to be nice and neat. So you guys see those dry spots? Very important that you saturate those areas really well. Dry spots will leave you looking like a cheetah. Okay? So if you're doing this on dry hair, make sure that you are smoothing your color as you go to ensure you're not getting any dry spots. See? There's one right there. Dry spot. Now, unless you part that hair, you're not going to know you have a dry spot. Which is why I like to use bowl and brush when I do my color, because that gives you the ability to make it nice and slim with your partings. And you're not rushing to do this either. So I would not say to throw on a color when you're trying to rush, because your color application is going to come out nice and shoddy. Now for my shorter areas up here, I'm just going to make sure that I saturate really well and really roll in that color. Back here is not even an inch long, so I'm not really worried about dry spots in those parts. But you do want to make sure that all of your crown is covered. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, wait, are you doing color and you're pregnant? Honestly, you can do what you want to do with your hair. Now, when it's really most important is the first trimester, because that's the developmental trimester. But after that, I haven't really heard of any evidence of any issues going forward. Now, like I said, to each his own. You know, you do what works for you. Some people, they don't want to do anything, no chemical services, whatever. So basically, they shouldn't even be wearing clothes, because clothes are made with chemicals. But like I said, you make your choice based on your life, your baby, whatever the case may be. Okay, I think all of my hair is covered. I'm just going to go through and just make sure that my hairline is really well saturated, because that is where you see first. And that is where my little gray friends sit. And then when you guys see me putting my hand on the hairline, that is to soften that line that could kind of happen from the color. I'm just kind of making sure that it doesn't look like I drew my hairline on. That's all. And then I have some color left, so I'm just going to smear that on all of up here. So after my color processes, I'm going to rinse it out with warm water. And then I'll use my B7 Beyond shampoo and conditioner to shampoo and condition my hair. Now, I'm not going to mold my hair tonight. I'm going to just do the color service tonight. And then I'll just kind of, because it's so late, I'm not going to have time to mold it and sit. But my color application was really the most important. If by chance this application is not giving you enough coverage for whatever color it is that you're trying to hide, you can follow this up with a semi-permanent color of the same color, meaning same number color, and that will basically give you that end result coverage that you might want. So there's not really, I've had it where clients had like really bright reds and it was very complicated to cover. The good thing with this color line that I'm using, their browns have a base of ash. Now you guys know, how do you cancel green if the hair turns green from a color? You're going to use the primary color that sits directly across from it on the color wheel, which is red. Red cancels green. Vice versa, green cancels red. So I'm trying to cover my red, which is why I went with a dark brown. This dark brown has a base color of ash or green. So I won't have to worry about that red showing through because the green is going to cancel the red out. So I gave you guys a little color theory there, which is why you guys always say, oh, what do I use to get like this yellow off of my gray hair? Well, what color sits directly across from yellow on the color wheel? I want you guys to comment down below. What color cancels yellow in the hair? And then I want you guys to answer question number 2. What color cancels violet on the color wheel? Okay, so what color cancels yellow? And what color cancels violet? And put both answers in the comments for me. All right, so now my color is fully on. I'm just making sure that my saturation is good because I am coming from another color, okay? So I want to make sure that my saturation is really good, okay? So I'm going to remove my gloves. I'll set my timer for 30 to 35 minutes maximum. And then I will go ahead and shampoo my hair. And then I will do a short on the end result of my color so you guys can see how my color came out. It's going to be cute though. I already know that. Yeah, so I will do a short on my color results. But in the meantime, and between time, you guys go ahead, comment your answers to the trivia questions. What color cancels yellow? And what color cancels purple whenever you are trying to do color correction? And let's see who gets it right. All right, you guys, I'll see you everybody in the next video. Don't forget to check out our website, EliteHairCareUSA.com, for all your hair care needs. That is also where you can get the B7 Beyond, which is our biotin volumizing collection. That collection is great for those of you who have fine textured hair. Really, you can use it on all hair textures, but it's amazing for fine textured hair. It's also a good strengthener and it applies more nutrients to the hair by using the power of biotin, which is B7 on the actual vitamin number is B7, which is why we called it B7 Beyond. And then the volumizer is amazing for fine textured hair. So no matter if you're salt and pepper, whatever color you are, I like the B7 Beyond because it does give that good volumizing action and a little bit of biotin won't hurt, right? All right, you guys, I'll see everybody in the next video and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.